Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. It's a pleasure to rise for this third reading of the Financial Advice, Financial Services Providers Pre-Implementation Adjustment Bill, sir. We've had quite a robust debate in this House, and it's been a tremendous pleasure for me to watch that the whole House, that all different parties are in agreement that we must protect the ma and pa investors who have actually had a bad time, who actually lost a lot of money, that this bill is there to protect the consumers out there. And I also like to begin by paying a tribute to the House for allowing the Select Committee to pass official documents to stakeholders to make comment before we actually presented this bill. And you know, I think it was Leanne Dalzell who actually said our Select Committee was the engine room of Parliament. I would actually like to add that we were actually literally cooking with fire in that Select Committee, and that we were actually firing in all cylinders. And what I mean is that, you know, our Deputy Chair, Sam Latuinga, had a lot to contribute. All the members who were actually participating in that Select Committee actually made valuable contributions. And I must say, for someone who didn't really know too much about the financial sector, I have actually learned tremendous amount from the process. And the thing is that recognising that we need to return confidence back to the finance sector is important was one of the things that we actually worked on. We know it as members of Parliament working on this bill, and it seems that the financial people who are actually in the business of financial advice also knew that they had to actually work on this, that they weren't actually being protectionist when we were talking about wanting them to make submissions on this. It wasn't them saying, oh, we don't want regulation. It was about people in that industry and members of Parliament in some way working together to find a balance where we can provide protection for consumers and yet allowing business to actually get on and get on ahead. We probably all in this House know someone personally who have actually suffered as a consequence of some 30 finance company failures in the last 4 years. I personally know of someone who has actually worked as a doctor, who's actually helped a lot of the community with voluntary work. Her whole entire retirement savings was lost as a result of a finance company failure. And I think earlier one of the members actually talked about that some of these people who had actually lost their entire life savings were so ashamed of the bad advice that they had actually received, or the bad choices that they had actually made, that they were too afraid to actually, you know, tell their families. And this is what's actually happened. And one of the major important things that I think we must actually achieve is that financial literacy of the people, the public, so that we all know what we're actually going into. And that, you know, this Parliament cannot protect everyone. If there is a risk, if there is a higher interest rate on an investment that you're going to make, then you must everyone must recognise that there is actually a higher risk, and government cannot actually protect you from that investment. This is a great bill, sir, and it's been a pleasure to work on through the Select Committee process, and it is my pleasure to commend this bill to the House.